I can't remember not loving cars. When I was in the first grade, I got a seat by the window so I could daydream about doing laps around the parking lot in a go-kart. I had several jobs at several different repair shops, but I ultimately wound up landing a good job at a BMW repair shop. And that was, I fell in love with BMWs and went to engineering school at night and paid my way through school working as a technician. When I got out of college, I started the business. I started designing parts and making them out of my garage at home and selling them out of little postage stamp ads in the back of Car and Driver Road and Track before they had the internet. Yeah, just a lot of hard work. My problem was ever stopping working, just because I didn't really consider it work. I know it was, but it was also a hobby and a love all at the same time. When I finally got a job working on BMWs in 1977, I immediately, when I started working, I appreciated the way the cars put together, the level of engineering, the fit and the finish. Even back in those days, I thought was exceptional compared to anything. There are other cars that are faster, but there's no car made in the world that gives you the feedback to the driver, that communication to the steering wheel and the pedal and the seat of the car like a BMW does. That enables you to control the car in a limit or closer to the limit better than any other car I've ever been in. As soon as I felt that, I fell in love with it. Well, Dinan's R&D process starts with, we buy a brand new car and we break it in, and then I drive it around for a few weeks. And not just for how a car feels from a grip standpoint, things like that, but just what is good about the vehicle and bad about the vehicle, and what feels like it's in harmony and what doesn't. And I drive the car around and I make notes about what I like and what I don't like, where I think the car can be improved more, or where I think the car is already brilliant. And then I pass those notes onto our engineering team. And then we'll have a fabricator and a CAD person who does design and finite element analysis and rapid prototyping, and they'll work together. And now we have everything on solid modeling, and we have a digitizer, so we literally take the part off the car, we digitize the part, we put it in the computer. Then we manipulate BMW's part and change it the way we want to. Then we have a 3D printer which prints the solid model of the part. Every time they get something that they like, they give me the car and let me drive it again. And I come back with a critique about what I think that they've done right and what I think they've done wrong, and then I send them back to the drawing board again. This process goes on for at least 6 months, if not 18 months most of the time. And we go over and over and over again, and we'll design things half a dozen times before I'm happy with it. It's not about getting at the door, it's about making it right. We have an engine dyno, so we can do engine research outside the car like a car company would. And, we also have a chassis dynamometer that measures the power at the rear axles, where we take the wheels off and bolt to the rear axles.
When you bolt the dyno pickups right to the rear axle, there's no wheel slippage going on. We have great data acquisition and engineers to run it.
We have a data logger on both, so we can monitor all the channels in either the car completely or on the engine itself as far as temperatures and pressures. And then we can analyze that data and then do recalibrations to maximize performance. And those recalibrations can come in the form of either software or actually mechanical changes. What I find what really makes the company great is the quality of the people inside the company. And as an owner of a business, you can only do so much yourself. So if you don't surround yourself with people that are as talented as you'll never ultimately achieve the success that you want. So my goal is always to find incredibly talented people and then hang on to them for a really long time so the depth of the company grows. And that makes our products the best. Dinan always has several models a year we play with just as an R&D exercise, because we're really excited about the car and we want to make a statement about both BMW as a brand and Dinan as a brand. And so we go crazy with the car even if we think we're going to sell 5 of them. When they came with the 1M, it had these big meaty flares on it. The car looked really tough, and we really liked the styling of the car. So we wanted to see how fast we can make it go. And we wound up with almost 450 horsepower and 450 pound-feet of torque, about 3-liter 6-cylinder with a 3,200-pound car with M3 size wheels and tires on it and coilover track suspension. The car is just fun. You can't drive and not get a smile on your face.
He loves to drive fast. There's times when I'm surprised he still has a driver's license.
I'm driving on the road, not too fast. I'm pretty sedate just driving around, but What I will do is I'll go out on the weekends, either on a motorcycle or car out, and I will drive an hour or two to get to a desolate road that I know really has great corners on it and long straightaways, and I'll drive very fast. Been driving that way for 45 years.
He has been that way since the first day I met him.
The M5 we make right now is probably my favorite car we make. It's 670 horsepower and 600 pound-feet of torque, and we made it out of coilover kit on the electronic shocks that you can still adjust how stiff the car is, but it's very low and handles fantastic for a big car. If you just want a really fast car to do high-speed touring in, there's nothing better. I mean, it's brutally fast. I still like to drive. I mean, that's the whole reason I do this. I mean, it's certainly it's a business, but I like to drive cars fast. I like the enjoyment of just driving. I like the sensation of the G-force, and I like the sensation of the speed of going fast. But I also, more than anything else, like the sensation of being able to control a machine. There's nothing quite like coming out of a corner with a car really loaded up, and squeezing the throttle and have the thing leave the corner, just set you back in the seat, and you're driving the car, but you're under control, and the car's just going somewhere. And I don't know how to describe it, but I love the feeling.